Hello and welcome to another episode of Tekkit Lite Crash Course. Today we're going to be covering a lot of material fairly quickly, so I do apologize in advance, because we're going to be establishing the design for my dream warehouse, which is ultimately going to be inside of my factory once that's built. Yes, I will be building one. Don't fret. So let's go ahead and get started right away. Alright, so I'm going to be starting down here in the town basement. I've cleared out a bit of space here, because this is where I'm going to be building it for now. Like I said, it's going to be inside the factory. I want to relocate my current supplies because I'm going to be digging that space out. I don't want to leave blocks all over the place or risk losing them. So, I'm going to be setting it up in here. We're going to be using two kinds of pipe networks to actually store this stuff. One is going to be Red Power 2's own pneumatic tubes, which I haven't touched yet. The other is going to be a combination of Buildcraft pipes and another mod called Logistics. Logistics basically takes the Buildcraft pipes and makes them smart. We'll start by making the pipes, or the pneumatic tubes. Pneumatic tubes are made with brass again, made in the alloy furnace, out of 1 tin and 3 copper. Smelts up in the brass ingots. And then to make the tubes themselves, you just take your ingots, put them on either side of glass, just like making pipes. You get your pneumatic tubes. Now, pneumatic tubes aren't as dumb as Buildcraft pipes are. They won't just spit stuff out if it can't find a place to go. Pneumatic tubes will actually make it bounce around until it finds a valid destination. They also have automatic routing, in that it'll actually try to find a destination before it even sends it into the tube, which is cool stuff and exactly what I need. Another thing we're going to be needing is a lot of barrels. And notice I did do a little bit of prep for this episode, so I can get this done fairly quickly and my neighbors can bother me. So I'm going to go and make these barrels. Just going to dump them all in at once. Heck with the project table. Got it full of junk anyway, which hopefully can be simply relocated once I get this idea up and going. So we're going to need 64 barrels. Again, this is just going to be the basis of the idea. Once we finally get it going, it's going to be like a three-dimensional array of barrels, tubes, pipes, all with a central ordering system. What is up with you guys? No. Shush. 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 I know you want to be on camera. Congratulations. You are. Stop making so much noise. Probably needs an extra step or something dumb. Villagers these days. Where was I? Yes, pneumatic tubes and pipes. Let's see, with the pneumatic tubes, we also need something to get them into the tubes. Now, you can't just plug up an engine to it like you can with the wooden Buildcraft pipes. What you have to do with these is you have to put a machine in line with it. What I'm going to be using is called the ejector. Normally these are used to just spit items onto the ground. They'll also add items to a pneumatic tube network. It's actually made of 2 other machines, which are used in pneumatic tube networks, which I will not be using. I honestly can't think of a use for them. I'll go over them real quick, though. The transposer here is basically the basis of the ejector. The transposer, what it normally does, is if you lay it flush with the ground and feed it a redstone signal, like give it a little pulse, it will draw in... Shut up! It will draw in any items that are around it on the ground, which is kind of cool. And the buffer here is basically an inline chest for tube networks, so you can actually set this up. It'll hold items until they can be drawn away by the pneumatic tubes. On top of that, you don't have to have individual engines on every single storage device like you would with the Buildcraft pipes. So we're going to go ahead and make those. I'll probably fast forward through this. And thus we have our ejector. Now the ejector, like the other devices, does need to be fed a redstone signal in order for it to pop stuff into the pneumatic tube networks. Now I'm not just going to stand there with a button and press the thing until everything goes in. No, sir. I touched on last time a timer. I didn't actually make one, but here it is. Basically we need a stone pointer, some cathodes. Yes, it's another logic circuit, so I'm going to go and fast forward through this. Make me one of these. This is a stone pointer. It's one component I didn't go over last time. Basically, it's the, I believe the cathode? Yeah, the cathode with an extra bit of stone on it. So it actually makes like a little pointer. Thus, stone pointer. I'm going to take our cathode out. Cathode, pointer, anodes on the bottom. Wire, wire, wire. And wafers. And there's our timer. I'll show you how to work that once we get to actually building this thing. Alright, so we've got our tubes, we've got our ejectors, we've got our barrels, and we have our timer. This will get us started. So let's head down into the basement. I'll show you how I'm basically going to set this up. Alright, so down in the basement, this idea I actually came up with while I was messing around with these systems in creative mode. Basically, it's premised on the idea that, you know, one system's good for dropping things into an inventory network. Another system's good at pulling them out. I originally had this laid out for Tekkit Classic with basically all pneumatic tubes feeding into automatic chests, or not automatic crafting tables, which we'll go over later, as well as a number of other things. But then I discovered logistics pipes. The logistic pipes mod basically helps automate the automation. It's crazy. It's one of the best mods I have ever seen that complements other mods. It's not great on its own, just standalone, because you still need the buildcraft pipes. But buildcraft pipes, again, are dumb. Like, really, really dumb. So anything that makes them smarter is a boon. Here's what we're going to do. I guess I'll just lay out the linear version first. So you're going to have basically just a line of pneumatic tubes across the top. These barrels can only be fed and drawn from two ways. They only be fed in the top, and they only be drawn from the bottom. You can't draw anything from the sides like you can with chests. So it absolutely has to be laid out like this. Whatever system's going to be putting stuff in the top goes on top, obviously. So that is the basic input array. Take some of our extra tube here and our ejector. And okay, so we'll just lay it out like this for now. It'll be probably pretty different once you get it into the factory. Just lay that guy up there. Now you see it's facing the wrong direction. The output side, I actually forget which one the output side is. I think it's the smaller one on the gray side. So we got to grab our screwdriver. If I can remember where I left it. Screwdriver. Here we go. So I'm going to rotate this bad boy. Yeah, the smaller one is the output. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, anything that is placed in this inventory, when a rest signal is given, will be sent into the network and sent into the first available inventory. In this case, it's going to be the first barrel. When another item is put in, because barrels only hold one item, it'll be sent to the next one, and then the next one. And then if I put in another of what's in the first barrel, it'll go back in the first barrel. And each of these holds 64 stacks, so I can hold a lot of stuff. On top of that, there's also a way to upgrade it, so you can hold 1,024 stacks of an item. So say I want to save cobble instead of recycling it. I can do that. 1,024 stacks of it. I think that'd be enough for a while. We'll be doing that a little later on, though. It requires an item called dark iron, which is part of factorization, which requires a lot of the factorization machines to make. I haven't actually made any of the factorization machines, So we're going to hold off on that. But back to business. So first we got to get in here. Let's throw some red LA wire in there. I'm not using it right now. We'll take our timer. And as you can see, every time it pulses, one of these little guys comes out and goes into the first barrel. So I move that over. Say I throw in some glowstone dust, which I'm not using right now. Oop, oop, oop. Second one. I'm going to be making a whole factory like this. It's going to be amazing. We'll go over how it's going to be important later. So, we can also, with this little guy here, rotate it, which is not what we want to do. Right click on it without the screwdriver, and it brings up this user interface. With this user interface, you can actually speed up your timer. So you can set it to go once every second. This is the fastest it can go, and it is actually fast enough to keep up. That gets annoying after a while, though, so we're going to speed that up by a second. That'll be just steady click, click, click. In addition to that, let's see. Show you something real quick here. Don't have any levers on me. Can I do this? No, I don't have any sticks. Bear with me for a moment. Oop, that's not what I want. Rubberwood. Great source of sticks. So take this guy, make a lever out of it, and then we do this. You see the signal has stopped your timer. So if your timer is close to a place you frequent and it goes click, click, click and you can't stand it, you can have an off switch. Very handy. Now this won't burn out, this won't break, so you can leave it on if it's, say you put this setup in the middle of the factory, you can do that. Cool stuff. For now, I'm just going to turn it off so it doesn't annoy you, the viewers. Okay, now we're going to do the logistics side of things. Basically, what logistics pipes allows for is pipes that, well, have built-in functions. You can have retriever pipes, provider pipes, just any, and they'll all connect to and feed into a regular Buildcraft pipe network. So they don't all need to be the crazy expensive pipes that I'm about to show you. First thing we're going to need is provider pipes. Provider pipes, when you attach them to an inventory, keep track of everything that is in that inventory and will subsequently report it to the network. Now all these are built on the basic logistic pipes. Basic logistics pipes are crazy expensive. We're going to need a bunch of diamond transport pipes, we're going to need a bunch of redstone torches, and glass. Well, you can get glass anywhere. But luckily each of these makes 8 of these, and making one recipe of a diamond pipe makes 8 diamond pipes. So 2 diamonds, 64 basic logistics pipes is not that bad, I suppose. I'll go ahead and make these gears real quick. Make us some basic logistics pipes, and then get to make some others. Shall return. Alright, back to the project table. So we've got our diamond pipes. We've got our glass. Just going to go in the corners here. And I believe it was gears on the side, which I actually didn't make enough for how many I wanted to make, but it'll do for now. I'll just make more off camera. Let's see. I don't know what the Mark II is at this moment. I haven't really experimented with that much, so we're just going to stick with the basic. So basic logistics pipe. So we need redstone torches above and below. Basic logistic pipe. 32 of those. Now for what we're doing immediately, going to need, I believe it's, 8 of the provider pipes for now. We need more later. We're also going to need what's called a requester pipe. Request logistics pipe. So we actually need 2 more gold gears. Awesome. On the other side of the basic logistics pipe. Now the second recipe here, these chipsets, they are cheaper to make, but I don't have the machine to actually make it on. Because these chipsets are made on the assembly table. The assembly table takes power to actually make things. I'll probably be throwing one of those into the factory. Worry about that later, though. So, I'm going to make a couple more gold gears here. Alright, so we got our gold gears. We got our basics logistics pipe. We have a request pipe. And we have noisy neighbors! I should murder all of you. Yes. Shush. I can't stand those people. I don't know why I enslaved them. Alright, so we're going to go down here with our pipes. Actually, what I'm going to do first, I'm going to grab a basic stone pipe to show you how they connect. And also because it's going to be part of the network. Let's see, run down here. Got some of those in here. No, not the waterproof. Stone, here we go. Grab some of those. I mean, I could use the basic pipes as well. It actually makes the network a little smarter if you use all basic pipes or all logistics pipes. But I'm cheap. Or poor, either way you want to look at it. So the provider pipes, again, they go with the inventory. Notice they light up and they're all colorful and they have programming built into them. But they're all red. They're all red because these actually need power, if you can believe it. We'll go over that in a moment. First I'm going to grab my regular transport pipes here. And then toss the request pipe on the end here. Now, as you see, these do connect, and they are all still considered part of the same network. So even when they're powered, all these are connected, so they'll obviously get power. But because this is also connected with a transport pipe, buildcraft pipe, it will also get power. So you'll need one power source if you have one massive network, which is good. So I'm going to show you how to give these guys a little bit of power. Head back up to the workshop here. Here, logistics power junction. That's the one we need. So I need another gold gear, some iron, and another basic pipe. I'm going to do that. Alright, so once again have our gold gear. I did find an interesting way to automate the process of making all these stupid gears, so I don't have to cut every single time I need to make a gear because it's so time intensive. That'll come in handy a little later on once you get this warehouse established. But for now, we're just going to build this thing. So it was iron. It was a basic pipe. And what was on the sides? Redstone. Take our redstone. We have our logistics power junction. Now, logistics power junction can be powered either with a redstone engine, or any kind of buildcraft engine for that matter, or you can power it with IC2, well, electricity, EU, if you will, which is really handy. So whichever you have a more abundant source of, or if you just want to be lazy and power it with a redstone engine, you can do that. Do I have any spare redstone engines laying around? Excuse me a moment. Alright, so we've got our logistics power junction here. Now the only limitation of logistics power junction, it does have to be connected to a logistics pipe to actually power the network. So we're going to plunk it on the end here. And I think this should work. Or maybe we need a basic engine. Well, we'll find out in a moment. So put redstone on the back side there. Fire it up. Alright, it's storing energy. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't decrease, then it's only storing, it's not transmitting to the network, which means I might need another pipe. Okay, so I need a basic pipe in line with that. I can't just connect it to the end there, so we're going to grab a basic pipe. Actually, I'm going to put it down at this end here. This is sort of going to be like the business end of everything. Plunk that there. Put that there. Ah, that connects up. That's what I want to see. Alright. Then we just take our engine. Put it on top. Why not? Take our lever. Put it on top. Why not? Hit it. Watch it go. Ah, and I see everything turns green. That means that the system has power. And it is storing a little bit of energy. It doesn't take much to turn it on. However, every time you use this system, every time something's retrieved or crafted or stored, well, not so much stored with my setup, but every time something happens, it does take a little bit of energy. Again, you can just leave this guy on forever. This redstone engine, again, will not explode. It'll power this basically until the server shuts off, which I don't think I've actually done yet, except for Windows updates. But now this whole thing is going, and I'll show you just what it can do. So you're gonna take your wrench, because again the Buildcraft wrench is what's used to access and control all of these things. The provider pipes, you can actually tell it to filter and only provide specific items. Like say if this was a regular chest and it had all kinds of different torches in it. Say it had path markers and redstone torches, yellow torches, all kinds of torches. If I only wanted to feed yellow torches in the network, I just put it there, which is cool. Or if I wanted to not give up any yellow torches, I just hit the exclude button and put it there. We're not going to be doing that because all of these only provide one item anyway. So minimal setup involved. Cool beans. The requester pipe, I should actually put a chest on the end of, but for now, we're just going to leave it open. Because the requester pipe, you right click on that, it will show you everything in your network. So if I had all 8 of these barrels filled with various items, say I toss my redstone torches, some iron bars, and say I got the circuit actually going. We're going to go and speed it up a bit so that it slowly fills, so you can actually watch it. Well, maybe not watch it. It doesn't refresh quickly enough to do that. But it'll constantly show you exactly what's in the network. So if I had, say, 64 of these things, it would give me up to 64 items, and I can then request any number I need. Say I need 10 red alloy wire for a project. I hit request. And it spits it out right at my feet, at this pipe. Now if I had a chest on the end of this pipe, it would feed into that chest instead of... oh, shush. It would feed into that chest instead of just spewing it all over the ground. This is where mod synergy comes into play. Because say I go up to my warehouse here and take my supply chest. This is the one I can, of course, access at any time I need to using my ender bag. Head down here. Throw the ender chest on the end here. Anytime I need something, I take my wrench, I right click, there are my items. Say I need 10 more red alloy wire. Request goes out, comes down the tube, goes into the chest. I get 10 red alloy wire in the chest. Not very much use to me though, if I'm away from home, which is what we have the remote requester for. Remote requester pipe, remote orderer pipe, basically syncs to a remote orderer. Remote orderer is a little remote control. It lets you order stuff from your network. So we need a basic pipe and we need an ender pearl, which I can just go ahead and craft right. No, I can't. I need a chest or a crafting table. I'll be right back. I'm going to make a remote orderer pipe and show you how that goes. Okay, for the remote orderer logistics pipe, again, we need our basic pipe, which put there, ender pearl, remote orderer. Then for the remote orderer unit, we need glass and diamond gears. I've already taken the opportunity to make a pair of diamond gears just to get that out of the way, because making gears takes forever. So we get a remote orderer, and say I wanted a particular color. Go get some cactus green here, because green's kind of my thing. You can actually dye the remote orderer any color you would like. Let's see, as you can see by the fact that there's a remote orderer for every color. Any cactus green in here? Say to dye, you just take your remote orderer, take your dye, put them side by side, green remote orderer. Cool stuff. So then we can just take this this ordering pipe out, take our remote orderer pipe, put that in its place, going into the chest here. You can't order with it normally. So if you right click on the try to right-click on it there, it won't do a thing. But if you take your remote orderer, right-click on it with it, it connects to that specific remote orderer pipe. So now this can order from this network, from anywhere in the game. Wouldn't go into my ender chest, which I can access from anywhere in the game. So you can see the potential power of this setup. You know, say I'm way the heck over here, and I need some extra redstone wire for a project. Seems to be a thing today. So we'll just fire up a remote order. There's our familiar ordering screen. I've only got 4 more, but we'll take them. Why not? Now, if we try to request too much, it'll yell at us. You know, so it'll say we're missing 6. So I'm going to tone my order back a little bit. So I grab the 4 I have remaining. Hit request. And then the red alloy wire goes into my ender pouch, and now I have all of my red alloy wire. Cool stuff. Mass storage, remote ordering, ready access to basically a massive inventory of items. My ultimate goal is to have this be an 8x8 array. So basically 8, 8, 64 different items per row, stretching from the sky into the ground. Lots of items at my fingertips, and I'll even be able to craft with it. That's a later episode. So, for now, I'm probably going to expand this a little bit between episodes. Or maybe I won't. I haven't done my redstone projects either yet. So, we'll just, we'll let that be an episode. Talk to you later. Enjoy your canned food. Good night.